What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox, presented by LOCKCITY. You got Whitey here today. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everyone's having a good week and that you've been enjoying the NBA action so far this week. We got a pretty good slate tonight. We got 7 games on the board, but first to quickly recap yesterday. We did go a nice 2-1 on the pod yesterday. Unfortunately, the play we dropped, though, was the JuiceBox lock. So we went 2-1 still. We hit both of our 1-unit plays. We dropped our 2-unit play. That basically broke us about even on the night, down about 0.2 units. Claw hit on Mark Williams over 11.5 total points for minus 110 on BetMGM. We hit Jaden McDaniels over 24.5 PRA line. That was also minus 110 on BetMGM. And then the Phoenix Suns ended up losing, I think it was 5 or 6 points, I think 6 specifically. That was our 2-unit JuiceBox lock. So unfortunately did drop a little bit there. Like I said, 0.2 units. We'll get it back today. Overall on the JuiceBox locks now, we are 117 wins, 93 losses, and 2 pushes overall. And we're up 40.83 units. But without further ado, let's get into today. Again, we got 3 plays on the board, obviously 2 1-unit plays, and then our 2-unit JuiceBox lock of the day. The first play that we're going to talk about is going to be found in the Cleveland Cavaliers and Philadelphia 76ers game. If we want to take a look at team comparison, a lot of overlap. These teams are kind of pretty similar in terms of play style. When Joel Embiid is in the lineup, they're relatively, more so compared to the rest of the league, fairly big oriented. They like to get the ball down into the post, into the high post, so on and so forth. If we want to look at rosters for tonight, we are expecting everyone on Philadelphia to play here. VJ Edgecombe is probable, Paul George is probable, Joel Embiid is probable, Don Barlow and Maxey obviously both playing. And then on the Cavs side of things, Max Strus is still out, Dean Wade is still out, Livingston's going to be out, but they do have their traditional backup 5, I suppose you could call them, in the mix for tonight. I do like the Sixers on this one. The Cavaliers, for whatever reason, as of recently, have been kind of shaky, especially on the road here. They lost to Utah. This is a bad loss to Utah. They lost to Minnesota on the road. Indiana, they did pick up a win, but just a 4-point win against a very lowly Indiana team. They picked up a decent win here against San Antonio. I cannot knock them for that. They lost to Houston by 17. They lost to the Knicks by a couple there. They lost to Chicago by 16. They beat the lowly Wizards by like 4 points. So over the course of the last month or so, they have been pretty shaky on the road. Going into Philadelphia against a fully healthy Philadelphia team, I do question their ability to be able to keep pace. I don't really like what I've seen from them, like I said, especially over the last month or so. So the first play that we're going to be rocking with here is going to be the Sixers at home, minus 1.5 point spread. Head-to-head record between these two squads hasn't been great. They see each other a couple times a year. Sixers have only covered in 1 of the last 3, but obviously last year Cleveland won like 68 total games, so that's to be expected. Best line that I could find on this, minus 110 on Bet365. And again, this is going to be our first 1-unit play. The next one that we're going to talk about, we'll hop on back over to Edgley, is going to be found in the Knicks game. Let me just scroll down. It's one of the last ones of the night here. Knicks and the Kings. Alrighty, so spread on this one opened at like 12.5, then it dropped to 11.5. I see over on ESPN that some books are offering it at 10.5 as well. So if you can get it at 10.5 or minus 11 even, obviously that's going to be preferable here. But Knicks 11.5 is what I ended up taking this spread at this morning here. These teams, Sacramento's an absolute mess. Knicks are better in basically every single category except for pace and free throw rate. The Kings do get to the line a little bit more often. If we look at the Kings and the Knicks over the course of the last 5 games, the Kings have somehow won their last 2 games. They beat the Lakers. They spoiled LeBron's patch debut night. They beat the Lakers by 12. And then they somehow beat the Rockets by 13. So 2 impressive wins for the Kings. I think they're going to fall back to reality here. I do know both of those games are at home. We're seeing them at home again here tonight. But the Knicks, I think, are going to take care of business. Ever since they got stomped by the Pistons there, they lost to Detroit by 31 points. They bounced back. They beat the Clippers. Phoenix is a tough loss, but Phoenix is a good team, really good against the spread. And then they went into Portland, and they beat Portland on the road. If we look at lineups coming into this one, Knicks are obviously fully healthy. The Kings are healthy as of recently, I suppose. Like, they've been running with this 5. They still have Keegan Murray out. Sabonis is out. Schroeder's out. I'm pretty sure he's suspended, but he's out anyway, regardless. I'm going to be taking the Knicks in this one. I think the Knicks continue their winning ways here. Knicks minus 11.5, unfortunately, is what I grabbed it at. But again, if you can grab it at 10.5 or 11 even, definitely going to be preferable. On the head-to-head, the Knicks have dominated this matchup as of recently. This head-to-head record here is on the minus 11.5 spread. They have won the last several games, but on the head-to-head covering the 11.5, they've also been fairly successful. Prediction for this one's going to be 121 to 107 for the Knicks. Again, this is going to be a one-unit play. Best line that I could find on this one, I didn't update. It's actually minus 110 on Bet365. But again, if you can find it at minus 10.5, that's going to be preferable. That's going to bring us to our JuiceBox lock of the day. For the JuiceBox lock, we're going to flip on over to the Pelicans game. I think this will probably just be the best way to find it. And we're going to talk about Trey Murphy III on his player points here. Oh, fuck. Player props. Sorry, we're making updates on this every day, so sometimes my navigability of it is not great. Points here. So Trey Murphy, over 21.5 total points. We're projecting him for 24.3 on Edgeley. If we want to hop over and look what he's done in his last 5, we'll do so on props.cash. He scored 21 or more in each of the last 5, but he's hit this over 21.5 line with ease. 4 out of his last 5, he scored 31, 35, 42, 27. His last 2 times out at home, he scored 42 and 31 total points. And then on the head-to-head, he scored 23 against Brooklyn already this season. These two were last season here, November 2024 and March of 2024, so the season prior and then last season. But this season, he's already scored 23 on them. He's got a ton of volume. His usage is way, way up. If we want to take a look at his usage over the last 5, 27.5%. He's playing 36 minutes a night. The ball's going to be in his hands as it usually is. What we're going to go with for our JuiceBox lock here against a pretty lowly Brooklyn team is going to be Trey Murphy III, over 21.5 total points. The best line that I could find on this one this morning was minus 104 on Bet365. And again, this is going to be our 2-unit JuiceBox lock of the day. So go ahead and lock all 3 of those in. We're going to have Trey Murphy III, over 21.5 total points as our 2-unit JuiceBox lock. We're going to have the Knicks minus 11.5 point spread as one of our 1-unit plays. And then we're going to have the Sixers minus 1.5 point spread as our first 1-unit play there. Looking to cash all 3 of these. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow with Claw. Hopefully everyone has a great day. Take care.